Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning for a prayerful pause with the pastor. A few minutes to think of something greater than ourselves. Nice rainy day here in Rochester, which we need, so I'm happy to have that. I ran across a reading last night. It came in my inbox sometime during the last few days. I think it's from Daily Ohm, but I'm not positive anymore because I cut and pasted. Um, but it talks about how every thought that we think and every action that we do has an impact on the world around us. I know it's easy for us to teach that to kids. If we hit somebody, then it has an impact on them, is where you start, kind of, or if they hit us. But this also talks about how every thought that we think and every action that we take has an impact in the world. And it's because of the vibrations that we send out with those thoughts. A thought that I think will change how I approach the world. It will change my body. It will change my body language. It will change how I come across. You can tell when you look at someone if they're having a hard day or if they're angry. We pick up those cues and then we are affected by them, either rebuffed or entreated to enter that space. To be aware of how we come across and what we're thinking, what we're doing, the energies we're sending out, is kind of to be conscious of our impact on the world. And we all do have an impact on the world. I know that's hard for some of us to imagine or embrace, while others of us say, I know I have an impact and I'm going to make a big one. This article points out that sometimes we all just want to do what we want to do. Don't we get like that? Maybe that gets more so as we age, I'm not sure, but we always have to consider kind of the full ramifications of our actions. That's an important part of maturing, becoming a grown-up as well. But the thing that I liked, especially, was in this article where it said, our thoughts are an important place to begin this practice of recognizing our impact, because our thoughts are the seeds of our actions. It's not necessary or beneficial to obsessively monitor all our thoughts, but we can perhaps choose one thought or action per day and simply notice if we are in alignment with this experience of integrity. Just focus on one thought and ask ourselves once a day, does that line up with my integrity? For example, we may find ourselves replaying a negative encounter with someone in our minds. We may think that this doesn't affect the person about whom we are thinking, but the laws of energy tell us that it does. When we hold someone negatively in our minds, we risk trapping them in negativity. If we were this person, we might wish for forgiveness and release. We can offer this by simply letting go of the negative thought and replacing it with a wish for healing on that person's behalf. I'm thinking, though, about some instances that I know of where people think negatively about others, and they want to. They want to continue that. They are angry over something that someone did a year or 2 or 5 or 10 ago, and they are just not going to let down their defenses because they know that they will be hurt again or disappointed or lied to or fill in the blank, whatever it is. They don't want to offer forgiveness. With regard to our actions, we may have something difficult to express to someone. Taking the time to consider how we would feel if we were in his or her shoes will enable us to communicate more sensitively than we would if we just expressed ourselves from our own perspective. When we modify our approach by taking someone else's feelings into account, we bring benefit to that person and ourselves equally. The more we do this, the more we reaffirm our integrity and the integrity of our relationship to the world. It's that thing that we bring benefit to that person and ourselves equally, because I know some people don't want to bring benefit to anybody, especially if they've hurt them or they've disappointed or, lied to them. And I think that's perhaps the greatest challenge, isn't it? We don't want to forgive as we wish to be forgiven. We just would rather hold a grudge. It's easier because we think it keeps us safe. If I stay angry, upset with you, you can't hurt me anymore. Sometimes we get into a sense of righteous indignation. They don't deserve to have my forgiveness. Do I deserve to have anyone's forgiveness if I can't forgive them? If I can't forgive myself? Big questions. They seem pretty simple at first, but they're not. And so I guess the place for me to start is at least once today to try to be aware of my thoughts. Be aware of my thoughts. And see if they are in sync with where I want to be with my personal integrity. And if not, change them. And if I'm really looking at myself and why I feel negatively about someone and I don't want to let go of it, why is that? What do I gain? What do I feel? How do I feel enriched by hanging on to the upset, the anger, the hurt, the pain, by not forgiving? What does that do for me? I know what it does to me. It keeps me riled up and it keeps me from really moving on in life. It keeps me connected where I don't want to be connected. Those are just some thoughts to consider. We can change the world, but first we have to start with ourselves. And to change ourselves, we have to start by changing our thoughts. Thoughts precede everything. They are the seeds that we plant in our bodies, in our lives, and in the world. So we need to be planting seeds that will grow into something good, that will nourish us, protect us, shelter us, and have integrity. That's the thought for today. Thank you for joining me for this prayerful pause of the pastor. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. I look forward to seeing you back here next time. And until then, let's try to at least look at our thoughts once every day and see if that particular thought is in keeping with how we want our lives to go. Does it have integrity? What energies are we sending out to others? What energies are we nurturing inside ourselves? Okay, everybody, have a great day. God bless. Take care. And bye for now.